If it's a significant flood, then just contact your insurance company first and always get professional help. If it's a minor flood, then turn off all the electricity and gas supply and make sure that the electrics are safe before you do anything. If there's standing water, use things like a wet dry vacuum cleaner, which you can often rent to remove it. Any damaged materials like wet carpets, damaged furniture, take them out of the room and put them away. You can use disinfectant on surfaces that maybe have dirt, mud, or any signs of mold growth. Ventilate if you can on dry days to let some dry air in. Then get yourself the dehumidifier. So put the dehumidifier in the room to pull the moisture out. Try and run it on an extension lead or something so it's not using an electrical socket in the room that might be damaged. Always check, if you can, with an electrician, that you're plugging it into something whereby it's safe to plug into, that there's no wet damage to the socket. And always use an RCD when you're plugging it in for safety, so never plug the plug of the dehumidifier straight in. Always use a dehumidifier with a HEPA filter, so it's not just moving mold spores that might be in the room around and recirculating the mold spores. The HEPA filter will capture the mold spores, and that's really important when you're drying out and there's a potential mold damage. Use fans to point at the wet surfaces, so just as you would do when you're drying washing, to speed up the drying of the washing. Same theory here, that you aim the fan at the wet surfaces so it pushes the moisture out. More fans the better. Use heating of some description, whether it be an all-filled radiator or whatever, within the room, just to increase the temperature of the room, because the warmer the room is, the better the dehumidifier is going to work and the more it's going to be able to dry it out. Once you've got that system in place of the heating, the fan, the dehumidifier with the HEPA filter, that's when you close the windows and the doors so that it can do things a lot more efficiently. You'll be surprised how long it takes to dry out the actual fabric of the room. So look upon this as being a longer term thing, and if possible get a decent thermal hygrometer to measure that relative humidity within the space to make sure it's coming down. If you've got a lot of wooden surfaces and wet walls and plaster, you should then actually buy a moisture content meter, which you actually push into the walls and the timber to see that the amount of moisture that they're carrying is reducing on a regular basis. If you feel it's getting out of control, then ask for some professional help, and that's where the insurance company would come in. But that is how you dry a room out.